D, wait for it, Lightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds? So I watched Batwoman episode 3. I watched it last night when I got home from work, and then I was gonna do my breakdown today, but I ran out of time and I had to go to work early, so I didn't get to do it. And I'm doing it now. Probably won't get that many views. That's fine though. It doesn't matter. I just want to say that I didn't like this video. I mean this episode. To get started. So all you Batwoman fans out there, get ready, because I didn't like, in fact, I thought this was the worst episode in a long time. Before I get started on this though, I want to just say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm, and small channels like mine usually get pushed to the back of the line. So I please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. So like I said before, I didn't like this episode. And here's it was just bad writing, and I don't think that the people writing this show fully understand what it is that they're not writing a show about a superhero, even though they don't have powers. They're just writing a show to talk about, like, politics, identity politics, and I'm all like, why nobody wants to see that. Clearly your ratings are in the garbage. Also, when I wasn't going to review this season, I wasn't going to watch it because I was like, it's just bad TV. But I was like, you know what? Season 2, they had to deal with the coof, and then they had to deal with, Ruby Rose leaving, getting fired. So I was like, you know what? Maybe they were just making the best of what they had and everything. And that's why season 2 was such a hot mess. I don't believe that's so. And I think that they have a good idea here. They just don't know how to execute it. They don't know how to execute this idea. They're making these Batman villains, but like 2.0 version. And I'm like, that's actually a solid idea. Whoever thought of that idea, good on you. But they don't know how to do it. Like Caroline Dries, I don't. They're just so stupid. I don't understand how they could fall off the mark so badly. All right. And this episode was just a complete nightmare. I'll tell you what, I don't understand what's going on. But all right, why don't we go ahead and break down this episode? And I'll try to make this quick because I don't want to spend any more time than I have to on this because it's like, whatever. All right. So it starts off with this guy, and he's running through the streets trying to catch the bus and everything. And he's like, I pay your taxes and everything. There's this little boy, he gets on the bus. And he sits with his sister, and she's playing her game. And he finds liquid nitrogen, which is Mr. Freeze, that villain, his weapon. And so this guy, he's sitting there and he hears something, and he looks over, and the bus is frozen. Now, I just want to say this part really bothered me because everybody on that bus should be dead right now. And it's like I said, it's obvious that the people writing the show don't know how these characters work. Even if you're writing a different version of it, villains are not nice, even to children. That's not how villains work. And I'm just like, so his weapon would have just taken out everybody on that bus. So then we get this report going, and Monica Jet, her last name is Jet. I don't remember her first name. It doesn't even matter. Okay, so she gets a visit from Ryan, which, by the way, I just want to say real quick, this dress is hideous. Whoever the costume designer is did not pick a good dress. This dress is ugly. Javicia Leslie is pretty though. She's got a cute face. She's pretty, Well, this show has a lot of good looking people on it. That's not been its problem ever. So she's in here, and she's okay. So the last episode, right? It ended with these two having a meeting. She's like, "I'm your daughter." But apparently, as soon as she said that, she just kicked her out, because this meeting is, she's like, "Our last meeting, I didn't really get to talk to you that much." And I'm like, what? Why? What's going on here? That's so weird. They should have, if that was the case, they should have just ended it. It was so weird. Anyways, so she's all like, "I want you to know that I'm not coming here to be like, I want you to be my mom and everything. And I'm not trying to like get anything from you or whatnot." And she's all like, good, because she's like, "I don't want to have anything to do with you. I want nothing to do with you," kind of thing. And I think it's because Bruce Wayne is going to be her dad. Watch. She's because in the comic books, this character that they're basing this off of, it was like a former supermodel and dated Bruce Wayne. And then so I think what happened was she got into a little action with the Brucey Bruce and then had her. That's my theory on this. Anyways, so then they're kind of fighting. And then I don't remember this character's name either. He walks in, he's like, hey, you like my new sneakers? And she's like, yeah, I got them in blue. He's like, see, and everything. And she's like, I thought you weren't supposed to be here. I thought you were going to Metropolis or wherever he was going. He's like, yeah, but I saw you were meeting her and I decided to jump in and everything or come in and stuff. And she's like, this is my son. And she's like, what? So she goes back and she's talking to Megan Tandy. I learned the actress's name, and the character's name is Sophie. I remembered. It doesn't matter. I don't know why Sophie is still on this show. She is useless. I do not understand. They just need her as a secretary or to prop up Ryan Wilder. Like, this character is so useless. I don't understand. Like, I don't want Megan Tandy. I'm going to say her name like a lot now. Whenever she shows up, I'm going to say her name a lot because I learned it and I was like, I memorized it. So I'm gonna do it because I don't memorize these people's names because it doesn't matter. But I don't want her to lose her job, but I don't understand why this character is still on the show. She literally does what for her stellar hacking abilities. Like, why is this character still on the show? I don't get it. But anyways, so she's talking to her and she's all like, I can't remember exactly what she says, but she's upset that Joan Jett didn't want like anything from her. And I'm all like, it happens. I'm sorry. It happens. And she's all like, you're a great person. I don't know. She just props her up and everything. So they get back in here and they're hugging her like, oh, I'm so sorry this happened to you. And I'm all like, yeah, me too. Not really. And then Alice is there and she's like coughing and she's all like, and she's all like, I need a sick day from the crime fighting. And I'm all like, what is going on? Like, I swear the writers of this show are fucking with us. Like, I swear, like, fans of this show, I don't understand how they can like this stuff. I don't get it. But anyways, and she's like, you guys, ever since you put those nanobots in me, I'm sick. Can I get a glass of water? And so then they're talking about the tech, the Mr. Freeze tech. Mr. Freeze is dead, by the way. And they're like, he had a doctorate. He was a doctor, but he wanted to become Mr. Freeze. And I'm like, no, that's not how that works. You guys, and you know what they don't even try to like study up on characters, anything like that, because they also mention, Mary gets her a glass of water, which I don't know what she's wearing. And she got like this much water and everything. So, yeah, she's like, I can't work today. So they're talking about the canister was taken in by the GCPD. So then Ryan breaks in to go get it and it's gone. Oh no, what happened? And we meet this old lady. And if you didn't know who this was, you're going to find out. But this woman comes in. She's like, I got it, Nora. And she's this woman and her little gang of like post-apocalyptic guys come in and kidnap these two old bags. And you don't know who this woman is. They don't give you her name. They don't tell you what she's about. She's just a bad guy. So then these two are talking and they're like, who stole it? And they're talking about, okay, so this woman took it. Her name is Dee Smithy. I don't know if she's a comic book character. If she is, I've never heard of her, but she's the sister of Nora. And Nora, okay, so that's Stephen Amell's wife, and she played Nora Freeze on the before season 1 of Batwoman, and she was she was Dr. Freeze or Mr. Freeze's wife, Nora Freeze in Arkham Asylum. Anyways, so they talk about how she had it. First off, they talk about how she had Gregor syndrome and how it's rare and everything. I just want to say right now, they got that from Batman and Robin because Alfred also had Gregor syndrome. And I'm just like, out of all the things that you're taking from Batman and Robin. Well, it's the same quality as Batman and Robin. So of course they would, because instead of coming up with something unique and I don't know. So anyway, so then they get an intruder alert and everything. And I'm all like, you got to be kidding me. So anyway, so he's talking to her and he's like, listen, I know you're my sister. I'm your bro. And this guy, I mean, acting wise, he did a good job, but this character is so obnoxious. But at the same time, and he's good looking too. They always hire good looking people. Good on you. Everybody likes to look at good looking people. So he's basically like, I want to work with you. I want a corner office. I want to work with you behind my mother's back. And so, yeah. And then he's in there, and she goes over to Nora's house, and she's been kidnapped. And she's like, oh, no, there's all this stuff. And he's like, you want to go to Ace Chemicals? And she's like, nothing ever good ever came out of Ace Chemicals. And they talk about how, okay, so Nora, because she got frozen, she is now aging rapidly. So they go to Ace Chemicals, and she's got the little goggles or whatever, but she gives her the canister, right? And so they go, Batwoman shows up and the fighting ensues, but Batwoman gets knocked out. And then she wakes up and she's in the cryo chamber, because they get the cryo chamber going. And she's like, turn it on. And she goes to put the nitrogen in there, but she's like, no, we're not going to waste that on this. Just turn it on. And she's like, I'm not going to be responsible for killing Batwoman. And she looks like a Ninja Turtle there. That's funny. I like that. That's my thumbnail. And she's like, turn it on or I'm going to kill your sister and everything. And so she turns it on, and it starts to get cold in there. And so then he's all like, hey, she's like, I need you to suit up. Is the suit fixed? And he's like, yeah. I can come and help you and everything. She's like, just hold on, I'm on my way. So she's, starting to freeze to death. And then Mary is looking at Nora and everything. And Nora's all like sitting there talking and everything. And Alice comes up and she threatens to cut her if she doesn't let her take out the nanobites and let her go, kind of thing. She's like, oh, just kill me. She's like, what? She's like, yeah, she's like, I'm not afraid of death. I was frozen for 55 freaking years or some whatever. She's like, I've lived a good life. Let me go and everything, or just do it or get out of the way. And she's like, hey, and then Alice goes on this little, I don't know. This show is so bad. And she's all like, she's like, I've been locked up so long. I just want to be free. And you guys will lock me up again and everything or whatever. And so Batwoman's dying. And then Sophie's here. And again, this is all Sophie's here for. So Sophie's like, stick with me. You got this, girl. You can do it and everything. And don't you fall asleep. Stay with me and everything. And then Nightwing comes in and saves her. And there's the canister. And then they take the canister and they run, the bad guys. And so, oh no, they don't take the canister. They just left and everything. And then, back they're in the Batmobile trying to chase him down or whatnot. And she's on the comms with Sophie and she's like flirting with her. And he's like, why are you flirting with Sophie? She's like, I'm not flirting. And she's like, guys, comms, they're still on. She punches him and everything, because he's a pussy boy. Nightwing's a total pussy boy. Like I could take him, and I'm like 5 foot nothing, 100 pounds and nothing. I'm like, so anyway, so these guys are like running away, and they throw a bomb on this bridge, and it blows up. So then the Batmobile, they spring forward, but Nightwing comes up, and this part was pretty cool. The way they use this, they turns it on, and he makes a frozen bridge. He's like, it's a work and everything. She fixes the wheels, and they like drive across it, and they're oh, that was really pixelated. Anyways, so then they stop them, and she gets out and everything, and they stop her and everything, because of course they did. And they didn't explain who she was working for. Somebody wanted Mr. Freeze's thing, her boss. I don't know if they're going to explain who it was, but do we really care? No, we don't. So then back at Arkham Asylum, Alice is in her jail cell, her little cell, and she starts seeing the little nanobites in her skin. But she's just hallucinating. She's like, what's happening to me? Because she's crazy. She's, oh, wait, we can't say the C word. Crazy. That's a reference to the last one. So then back at Wayne Enterprises, she's all like, yeah, we got it and everything. And Mary comes in and she's like, I should not have let you go on the field. You have PTSD. Your body is having a reaction. You're not ready to go. I just want to say though, isn't she breaking doctor-patient privilege or confidentiality or whatever. I don't think she's allowed to do that. But they're not going to tell on her because they're teams, they're besties. Anyways, so she's all like, I understand what you're saying, but he saved me out there. If he wasn't there, I would have been dead. And she's like, he has PTSD. And he's like, I do not have PTSD. And she's like, are you good? And he's like, I'm good. And then she's all like, I had to tell her. He's like, no, you didn't. And he walks away. So back at the coffee shop, she sits down with her and she's like, Marcus Jet. That's our Marquise Jet. Ha, yeah. She's all like, he's smart and intelligent and go-getter and all that stuff. She's like, what do you want? She's like, you know what? I was pushed into Batwoman. I've never really sat down and asked myself that. And I was like, you weren't pushed into Batwoman. You stole the suit and then you wanted to become Batwoman. Stop it. Ugh. So stupid. The show doesn't remember its own show. Anyways, so then she's all like, I just want a mom, somebody that knows all my allergies. But didn't you just go to her office and say, I don't want to be a part of your life or whatever you said? I'm like, make up your mind. So then she's all like, yeah, you're amazing. So then back at this park, she's all giving her pain meds and stuff. And she's like, I just want to live my life and everything and live the best life I have left or whatever, because she'll be dead, in a month or two. And so Mary's like watching her or whatever. And then Poison Ivy's vines come up and snatch her and just pull her into the weeds. And that's the end of the episode. So maybe we'll get Poison Ivy 2.0. I don't know. I did see that they cast Poison Ivy, but is it Poison Ivy or is it Poison Ivy 2.0? I don't know, because I don't remember seeing if it was Pamela Isley, which is Poison Ivy. So that is my breakdown and review of this season, or this episode, not the season, because the season's not over with. And the ratings for this episode, by the way, are in, and it is abysmal. It's not good. And like I said before, I wanted to give them a shot, but they're just wasting it. They're wasting their shot, which, what are you going to do? So, yeah. So tell me, what did you guys think about this episode? If you like this episode, tell me why you like this episode. If you like this show, tell me how you could like this show. I don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah. All right. If you like this video, go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys on my next Batwoman breakdown and review. You guys have a good week. Bye.